What up, peeps? Tyler here, giving you the theatrical opinions you never asked for in a new segment I'm calling Tyler's Gratuitous Top 10s. Today I'm going to give you my picks for the top 10 best family-friendly Halloween movies. In this video, I'll be talking about those spooky holiday films that would be perfect for you to watch with the whole family. Starring Adam Sandler, Selena Gomez, Kevin James, and Andy Samberg. Dracula operates a high-end resort for his fellow ghouls, monsters, and other supernatural folk, and to protect his daughter from the outside world. His overprotectiveness spins out of control when a hiker discovers the resort and falls for the Count's teenage daughter. In my opinion, Adam Sandler's live-action movies haven't been all that entertaining for a number of years. However, he seems to find his stride in animation. Funny, goofy characters, pleasant voice acting, including cameos, this movie is what you'd expect from an animated comedy aimed at kids and adults while throwing all the monster classics into the mix. They're creepy, they're kooky, they're number 9 on this list. Starring Raul Julia, Anjelica Huston, and Christopher Lloyd, an eccentric yet wealthy family embraces con artists looking to swindle the family out of their fortune, one of which claims to be their long-lost uncle. The Addams Family was originally a New Yorker cartoon created by Charles Addams in 1938 and has grown into a franchise spanning video games, TV, and film. A bit darker in tone than some of the other movies on this list, I find this film to be a good chuckle. The performances from the entire family are spot on, and it is an example of perfect casting. While the plot is a bit goofy, this film shines whenever the family is on screen. They're as entertaining as they are macabre. Plus, you'll be snapping your fingers to the theme song well into the Christmas season. Garfield gets more than he bargained for while trick-or-treating in this TV special. This short episode was a joy to watch growing up. With the classic Lorenzo music voicing your favorite orange cat, this was something I always looked forward to watching around Halloween. When Garfield and Odie dress up as pirates to get that sweet candy, their greed to visit more houses leads them to a rundown mansion. I'll admit this whole scene was a little creepy when I was a kid. Overall, the jokes, the pacing, everything feels like a perfect translation of Jim Davis's classic comic strip. This is the second time Anjelica Huston has appeared on this list. This time she's a witch instead of an Addams. During a vacation with his grandmother, a little boy stumbles into a witch convention, or convention,
You suck!
taking place at the same resort. Based on the children's book by the great Roald Dahl, this movie is another one of those films with creepy imagery woven into it, but that's where the film really shines. You can see the spectacular work of Jim Henson and the costumes and puppetry throughout the movie. The story is a little slow in parts, but how can you not love Roald Dahl and Jim Henson? 3 kids are petrified by their grumpy old neighbor, only to discover that his house is a scary living monster. I really like the concept of this one. A lot of recognizable voices and an interesting story. I also find the animation style refreshing, and it's not Disney or DreamWorks. The jokes are a riot and the characters work well with the story, and for that reason alone, I put this one as number 6 on this list. This Disney theatrical short was part of 2 animated portions, the other being an adaptation of The Wind of the Willows. If you aren't familiar with this story, then it's a classic. Based on the literary work of The Legend of Sleepy Hollow by Washington Irving, this film is one of my favorites from Disney. A gluttonous yet lanky dandy moves to the village of Sleepy Hollow to be the new schoolmaster. While competing with a local Adonis for the heart of a beautiful girl, Ichabod hears the legend of the Headless Horseman. The greatest thing I can say about this film is that the last 10 minutes are just fantastic. Wallace and his loyal dog Gromit try to uncover the mystery behind something plaguing their village's gardens and threatening the annual vegetable growing contest. This movie is hilarious. If you've missed out on seeing the claymation shorts of Wallace and Gromit, then you are in for a treat. This film is a joy to watch, and I find something new to laugh at every time I watch it. As with its shorter counterparts, the comedy keeps flying and the action builds to a wonderful crescendo. Claymation is hard to come by nowadays, and this movie should not be missed. Either you love him or you hate him, this lovable buffoon comes in at number 3. After foolishly releasing an ugly troll that plots to transform children into wooden dolls, Ernest is unfortunately the town's only hope. While this is my personal favorite of the Ernest series, I understand that my love for this film leans heavily on the nostalgia factor. However, I can't deny that it's perfect for this list. The comedic style and timing of Jim Varney is always lively. I have to tip my hat to the costume and special effects department. The trolls are gross and well done. Taking place during Halloween, this movie is a top-notch choice to watch with the family. Coming in at number 2, this movie is soaking in Halloween spirit. When 3 witch sisters are resurrected in Salem, Massachusetts on Halloween night, it's up to 2 teens, a young girl, and an immortal cat to put an end to them once and for all. Hocus Pocus is a great Halloween movie for any age. Starring Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and Kathy Najimy, the plot is interesting and whimsical, filled with jocular characters and vibrant decor. It is most certainly a product of the 90s, and you can take that any way you like. When it comes to watching a Halloween movie with your kids, it doesn't get much better than Hocus Pocus. Before I get to my top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Was there any doubt that this would be number 1? This has everything you want in a family Halloween movie. Most of the plot is simple. The Peanuts gang celebrates Halloween. While most of the kids are going through the usual motions, Linus is determined to wait for the Great Pumpkin, whom he believes will rise out of the pumpkin patch and bring presents to those who faithfully wait for him. Like its Christmas counterpart, It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown is a classic for a reason. It's timeless and feels like you're fulfilling a tradition just by watching it. It's got all the things you've come to expect from the Peanuts characters. Charlie Brown's bad luck, Snoopy's suave persona, and Linus's uncanny combination of adult and childish perceptions of the world. It's only 25 minutes long, but this Charles Schulz classic is a delightful and heartwarming staple for all ages when Halloween comes around. Well, that's all for this segment of Tyler's Gratuitous Top 10. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more Top 10s, let me know in the comments. Happy Halloween, everyone.